Jessica DePaola. I'm the CEO of Homes for Veterans. I just wanted to thank Brendan for having me, for having this amazing event. I'm just going to get straight to the point because I'm talking about our veterans, which we can all agree, our veterans are one of the main pillars of our nation, right? So I just wanted to hit you with some facts right away. Our veterans make up only 7% of our nation. And our post 9/11 veterans, they only make up 1% of our nation. 60% of our veterans have a family member that served. So I just wanted to put that into perspective for you. That's a very small percentage of our nation that stands up for our freedom that so many of us take for granted. Probably not you guys, but you know who I'm talking about. When they go overseas, many of them come back, they're changed forever. They sacrifice their mental health, they sacrifice their physical health, and in return, they are supposed to be compensated by the government and by private programs so that they can not only reacclimate, they're supposed to be rewarded as a thank you for your service by these programs, right? My dad, Douglas DePaola, he founded Homes for Veterans when he realized that a large percentage of our veterans are not as cared for as many of us would hope. Especially when these programs, they're paid for by our tax dollars. Many of these government-sponsored programs are for post 9/11 veterans only, or extremely low-income veterans, or addicted veterans, or veterans that can prove they were injured in combat. And at first you might think, okay, that sounds great, but when you look past the paperwork, there's a really big issue here. So I'm sure many of you have parents or grandparents or you yourself who served in World War II or Desert Storm or Vietnam, and now you might not be able to walk as well, or you can't walk at all. And so you're relying on your wife maybe to help you do things like get into the shower, and that bathtub becomes very difficult to step over. And you may have actually fallen trying to get into the bathtub. And you're not impoverished by any means, but it takes $15,000 to remove the bathtub to make a wheel-in shower. So the VA actually will not cover this kind of reconstructive service. And you might think that's crazy, like why would the VA not cover this reconstructive service? But if you're not falling into one of those categories, they won't cover it. This is exactly why we exist. We fund programs for veterans who fall between the cracks. We build ramps, we modify bathrooms, we make accessible kitchens, we add elevators, and these are life-changing modifications that prevent our veterans from re-injuring themselves in their own homes. This also relieves their family members from the stress and anxiety of having to take care of their veterans. And then once we complete these, the veterans are relieved of PTSD and anxiety because now they can take care of themselves on their own. So I just wanted to give you one example. We're working with a veteran, his name is Mr. Rodriguez. We're currently raising money for him, and he trained at Camp Lejeune to become a Marine. He was actually poisoned by toxic drinking water at Camp Lejeune. Okay, and he was poisoned in 1977. He was diagnosed with liver cancer. 44 years later, he now has liver cancer. The VA at first denied him health benefits. They did not take responsibility for over 1 million veterans that were poisoned by their toxic drinking water. Okay, so they had no opportunity to get screened or help. We are renovating his bathroom for him. And even though Obama signed a bill in 2012 to get these veterans health benefits, they're not renovating bathrooms. They're not doing any reconstructive services for these veterans, over 1 million veterans that they poisoned at Camp Lejeune. My dad believed that our veterans deserve care no matter when they served or how they were injured. My dad was a great patriot and he loved our veterans. And unfortunately, I lost my dad less than 2 years ago, very early in the pandemic. It's a long story that I'll get into maybe another day. But I took over this organization in honor of my dad to continue his legacy, even though it's been extremely hard on my family. And I just wanted to thank you for letting me tell my story and to share this really important information about our veterans, because they are not being taken care of by our government in what you would think. And we're paying for the VA benefits with our tax dollars. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. You can visit our website. It's www.homesforveterans.us. Sorry, I can't see the slides. But it's homesforveterans.us. And you can see Mr. Rodriguez's project there if you want to participate or contribute. And you can see all the great work that we're doing. So again, thank you, Brendan, and thank you for having me. Let's go. Thank you, Patriot. I love you guys.